You can find countless and countless examples of these people who come over illegally. They have criminal records from their countries.
Could it be that those stories are kind of exaggerated? Conservatives are big with the one bad apple statements.
I identify as a Republican, conservative, traditionalist. I'll be voting for Donald Trump, mainly for the same reasons that most people voted for him in 2016. They feel like America isn't what it was.
I'm mostly involved in the more progressive side of things. I would identify with the Democratic Party for a lot of things. I think I'll be voting for Joe Biden.
The situation now is just not tenable. When you bring in a bunch of people like that and you don't provide any kind of structure, or also if you bring them in too quickly, the process of assimilation is stifled. These things need to be certainly reduced, kind of clamped down on.
There's a lot missing in terms of the legal immigration structure that exists. There are insanely long wait times. It's hard to get appointments. It's hard to get visas. It's hard to claim asylum or get refugee status. That whole broken system, I think, is one of the biggest contributors to people crossing the border illegally. My solution for it would look more like a massive reform of our immigration system.
It is admittedly dysfunctional. It's assimilating 11 million people into a culture that is admittedly different from where they're coming from is a difficult task.
What does assimilation mean to you?
My parents they immigrated here from the Soviet Union. It's about how you conduct yourself day to day. Do you carry on the language? Do you carry on the traditions? Do you value the holidays? If you have too many people who don't yet share that, it is going to be very problematic to try and integrate them all into that larger culture.
It sounds like crime is the biggest concern with the immigrants. I mean, I'm the child of immigrants. It sounds like you are too.
Yeah.
Crime hasn't been a big portion of my life. How does immigration translate into crime?
You can find countless and countless examples of these people who come over illegally. They have criminal records from their countries. They get it let in, and they commit a crime. I've just personally seen a lot of these stories.
Could it be that those stories are kind of exaggerated? I mean, conservatives are big with the one bad apple statement.
From my experience, I actually find that these things are severely underreported. Sure, we might get a few 10,000 good immigrants, potentially even great, but if we bring in 100 of these criminals who each commit several murders, that's a large thing. If you, again, create filters on that and create and add on to that kind of certain qualifications, you will see much more of those kind of immigrants like yourself, like my family.
I would push back on people who are coming with an education or coming for an education are not criminals, and people who maybe are more working class, the kind of perpetrators of crime. How does the US, function if it only allows for very educated or very well-off immigrants and then ignore the portion of immigrants that are also contributing a significant value to society?
We both discussed price of living, price of housing. I think if these things were rectified, were fixed, I think you'd find a lot more blue-collar Americans, regular Americans, so to speak, be willing to work the jobs that support our infrastructure, that keep all of it running.
The biggest thing the U.S. has to do is reform its immigration system and make it equal for people regardless of where they're coming from, and really streamline the process so that applications are getting processed in a timely way, and that there are more opportunities for people to come in to kind of meet the needs of the U.S.
We want less legal immigration. We want less of these massive volumes of people coming over here at the speeds that they're coming over here at the very least. We want more security. We want a more thorough checking process of exactly who's coming in and what the reasons for doing so are.
It was interesting to talk about how, what kind of things we overlapped on, what kind of things we didn't overlap on. Be more hopeful about seeing kind of collaboration, especially at the state level or locally, on issues that are impacting everyone.
It's always great to sit down with someone who doesn't exactly see eye to eye with you. It definitely added a view of kind of how different, even people on the opposing side of my political spectrum, on the left side of things, have varying views on how to solve problems.